Oh yeah, party people. Jason Gully, One Stop DJ Shop on a thankful Thursday. Live from the shop right here in Modesto, Califas. Got the DDJ-REV7 right here in front of me. Having fun on this sucker. I've played on it maybe 30 minutes so far. I did watch one review from Mojax, so he was pretty thorough about it, you know, but nothing like have it in your hands to check it out. So the DDJ-1000 was definitely one of my favorite controllers to play on. Had a lot of fun, but this one just took that one out. I've had more fun on this REV7 than any other controller I've ever played on, straight up. So we're gonna fade this down. I turned on the lights. My Twitch is like weird. Like I could see you guys commenting, but me, I look frozen. So yeah, I don't know what the deal is. So we're getting ready to go into the question and answer. If you guys have any questions about it, feel free to put it in the chat. If not, I'm just going to be going over what I have here in front of me. I don't know if it'll actually go till noon. I don't know if I have enough knowledge to give you on this damn thing. But we're going to go for it. Much love and respect to Pioneer DJ for keep pushing the needle. A couple years ago, I did predict that there was going to be a controller out that had the mixer section of the S9 or S11 or S7 or whatever. I mean, back then it was the S9. The S11 and S7 did not exist. One of the first things I said when I saw the Rain 1 was, why didn't they do a battle-style mixer section, you know, instead of putting the pads underneath the platter? I didn't really think about the battle-style pitch that we're looking at now, because the battle-style pitch just didn't dawn on me. But after looking at the Rain 12 and looking at the Rain 1, I'm like, oh, it was right there. You know, right there in our face. You know, it was like back in the days with the Rain 62 and the SP1 being right above it. It was like, oh, there it is right there. Let's just drag that down and put it right into the mixer section. So, yeah. So those that are familiar with the S9, the S7, the S11, I mean, it's got that standard layout now where it's in two different parts, which was done by Rain first. The Rain 72 had the split section where you could have a hotkey on this side, a roll on the right side. So it's same thing. You got your shift if you want to jump to, you know, slicer loop or pitch play or saved flip, scratch bank, that kind of thing. Basically, it's a dual layer MIDI, just like most devices nowadays. The moving platter is really cool. It feels like home. I mean, it looked weird in the pictures because if you've been in this industry long enough, let me just go ahead and fade the music out now. Going a cappella. So if you remember back in the day, Technics dropped the SLDZ 1200, which was a CD player, but it had a 10-inch platter on it, but it also had right in the middle of it the CD information. This is a whole one piece. I saw somebody comment on another DJ Shop's page about this being a touchscreen. It is not a touchscreen. Let me put the music back up so you can see what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to stop the platter, you know, because the platter's all the way across. Just happens to be clear in the center where the information is. So basically the information is deck left, deck right on the outer sides, and then the initial track that's playing right down the center. So, okay, so that's what it is. So it doesn't matter where my hand's at. I could be scratching right here in the center. Very sloppily, I might add. So, okay, so that's what it is. The Magvel Pro is on the crossfader. Up faders feel like what we're working with on the S7. So I don't think those are Magvel faders. I don't think I'm wrong, but I don't know. I didn't look at the manual and I didn't pay attention. So basically I'm just going live. This is just off the cuff. Me and you right here, and this will go up on YouTube later, so folks around the world can check it out. When I did the review on the Rev 1, yeah, I didn't know it was going to get 300 plus plays, and you know, and people were happy about that review. So, and that was just off the cuff. That was just me just going live, jumping on and doing it. I mean, if I was really polished, I could script all this and really write notes and have a camera angle over my hand over here and one in my face and one on the computer screen. But Jason Gully is not that fancy. I am not that fancy. I need somebody's help to be that fancy. I'm just not that fancy. Okay, so we have the Insta Scratch, which I'm holding the mic. I couldn't get my boom attached anywhere over here, so I can't really go into details, but I think you guys all saw the videos on it. You could go right to a scratch sound. Kind of at the end there, kind of cut it up for you. As you see, the platter's real tight. I mean, it's, you know, this has always been the thing. Is it as tight as a vinyl record, like an actual vinyl record with a needle sitting on it? That could be debatable, but I think it's pretty damn fucking close. And I think if I put a blindfold on and did that, it would be pretty hard to distinguish because it's pretty on point. So just a heads up there. So the only thing that was kind of weird to me about the Instant Scratch being here is I noticed when I was queuing a record, I accidentally hit Instant Scratch, and of course it cut my track off at that time, you know. But I wasn't live when it happened. It was in my headphones in queue. So that's one of those things you got to be careful of. If you're going to release a loop, you got to make sure you're paying attention, you know, because that Instant Scratch is right underneath the auto loop. Okay, so, and it's got, so this is kind of trippy. So these pads up here on top that I just did the shortcuts to those scratch sounds that are built into the Instant Scratch, there's hot cue. So if I hit hot cue, it takes me right back to the top of the track I have loaded. But I could do that over here too. Not sure why it's laid out that way. Maybe for the fact you can MIDI map it to do something else. That's kind of what I was thinking. Then it also has the shortcut to the scratch bank, which is really handy because you don't have to hit the shift, you know, hit shift sampler to get the scratch bank. You can hit scratch bank, and now we're at the scratch bank. So, okay, so that's, I like that feature because that's just a faster shortcut. I'm not a big scratch DJ when it comes to out performing. I do mainly weddings nowadays. I do hit the club every now and then. But sitting here in the shop, messing around, yeah, it's fun to sit here and cut. And that was one of the things that they brought up about the Instant Scratches. You don't even have to have Serato loaded up. But if you want that you know, then you got to use a scratch bank. So it would have been nice if they would have put the bread and butter sounds in there, but I'm sure there's some legality of copyright issues of sorts. I mean, I don't know that side of the business, so I can't even really comment on it. Okay, so past that, it's got all your basic stuff up top. Like I said, the pitch slider is in battle style, which anybody has played on turntables at some point in DJing, you've played battle style on the setup. It's the bottom line. We all have. I'm a standard style DJ. I like to use a standard style because I'm not juggling or doing anything crazy. I'm just mixing music, keeping the dance floor rocking. But I've played on other DJ setups, and it's not a big deal. It's just across the thing. It's the same shit. You're going to go either forward or backward. It's got a reset button, just like a turntable, so you can go right back to 0. It's got your key lock, your pitch and time button. Also, the infamous sync button. Maybe it's your homie. Maybe it's not. I don't know. It probably depends on what era of DJing you started in. Very debatable, but it's here, and it's going to be here to the end of time. So you don't have to use it, but you can use it. Okay, so it's got your key sync, which I haven't really got into, but, you know, I know it's fun to mess around with the keys. To me, though, it could sound out of whack, though, if you're trying to match a key that just not jive. I don't know. You can hear it. I hear DJs do it sometimes, and I'm like, it manipulated the sound of the actual track. I don't know. I like to keep it smooth, you know. Then it's got your load. It's got your scroll. Hit back, go into the crates, or go back into your folder or your crate. Scroll it, load it. Also jumps through prepare too, which I said before, I'm a big fan of the prepare folder. Use it all the time when I get a request that I'm not going to play right away. I'll put it in there, or I'm thinking ahead. Like, oh, okay, dance floor's rocking to this song. I could play these next 5 songs somewhere. So that way I remember. I look at the prepare folder. Oh, yeah, I was going to play Brass Monkey. Fuck, it's right there. So I'm big on that. Okay, so that's pretty much takes care of the whole section here on top. I mean, of course, it's got your start time right here too. I guess that would probably sound better on a track though. So let's go back to, let me get out of the scratch bank, back into the hot cue. Oh, I'm still stuck in the hot cue. So let's load a track. Oops, let's go up, forward. All right, sorry for the dead air and the downtime there, but we got it. Make a drag like a vinyl record. I don't know. I guess that's for another effect. So that's what that is. Does have a little cue marker here. It did come with some cue stickers to put on here. For what I do, I didn't find that necessary for today, but I know guys that are juggling, having those marks is where it's at. It all started out from vinyl records. So it's neat to see the progression of vinyl DJing still being embraced in something like this that I have here in front of me. So, yeah. Now, we'll start cruising over to the mixer section here. So here on the mixer section, we have the smooth echo. I don't know if you guys can hear that out there. Every time I close the crossfader, we get that echo. That is on the S11. That is not on the S7. So like I said, it's kind of a combination between both mixers. Got a ton of questions yesterday when I posted I was going to be doing this. How's the sound quality? To me, so far, the sound quality is crystal clear. But I have not shot it up against an S11 or an S7. But I can tell you between the S7 and the S11 is way warmer sounding. The S7 still does sound good, but the S11 sounds really warm, and that's the kind of the sound I'm hearing from this REV7, but I can't answer that directly because I don't know. I haven't shot it out against, with my ears to sit there in A and B, but I have both devices here, so when I do get time, I'll make that happen, and I can answer those questions. It does weigh a lot, I will say that, and I know that's due to the motorized platters. So, but like I said, it feels like home. It feels real smooth and real good. Have I played on the Rain 1? I have played on the Rain 1. And the Rain 1, to me, maybe it was just the way it was set up, but it seemed a little slippery. It kind of reminded me of using the 12. I have a 12 right over here across the room, and I can get down mixing with that too. But I had to get used to it. The spindle's in charge on that platter. So to me, it's kind of a different feel. But it can be done. But when I played on the Rain 1, I noticed it was a little extra slick. Maybe it was the slip mats that are underneath it, or maybe the washer thing. I don't know. I have never gotten to depth with these motorized platters like this. I do remember when the Newmark NS7 came out, and everything's kind of still built off of that as far as, Rain is concerned and what they're doing with the motorized platters. As far as I know, this is Pioneer's first crack at it. And Pioneer's one of those companies that they're really groundbreaking, but they do take other ideas and make them a little fancier, a little better. So that's just one of the things they do, There's people that don't like it. There's people that don't like Pioneer. There's my buddy Orlando commented on the post that I did on Facebook and was like, hard pass. I don't know if he played on it before. He just ain't feeling it. I don't know. He didn't elaborate, but everyth's not for everybody, and that's okay. Some people like to drive Cadillacs. Some people like to drive Teslas. It's crazy right now in this DJ world that we have all these options on what we want to use. We got controllers, we got turntables, we got CDJs. I mean, you could DJ with your iPad. You could DJ with your phone. I mean, it's nonstop. I mean, eventually they're going to come out with this plugin. I can just plug it into my brain. I can just think of the mix, and I'll just be mixing in my brain. So, anything's possible, man. We're walking the earth, man. So everything's possible. Okay, so back to the device. So like the S11, it does have echo. Has echo on the microphone. If that's important to you. And it has two microphones, one XLR input that's a combo plug, XLR quarter-inch combo. Also has a quarter-inch input as well. Both mic volumes are right here in the front of it. It's got an EQ, and I have the EQ set, so I'd roll off some of the low end, add a little high end. So that works good with my voice with this Sennheiser microphone. Okay, so you got your curve setups. I was mixing earlier. I like these to be in fade. Years ago, when I was a broke DJ, I had a Gemini mixer, and my crossfader was bleeding like hell. So I got accustomed to mixing up and down on the up faders. So that's why I like the smooth mix of the up faders. I can't do the crossfader. To me, I'm too jerky and it just doesn't, it's not working for me anymore because my brain is so up and down with the up faders. The crossfader, I have it set to all the way open. So, I mean, it's the Magvel. If you're familiar with the Magvel, you already know. It does have the bumpers in there, though, unlike the S7. So we're not doing the clack-clack on that part of it. It has reverse switches on the front as well. Like I said, curve for the crossfader. It's got the filling adjustment, light heavy. I'm just 12 o'clock with it. It's fine with me. Yeah, I'm good with that. The same headphone section as you'll find on the S7 and the S11. It's got your level and your mix level. I know not everybody's keen with that setup, but for what I do, it works fine with me. Something I haven't jumped into is it has silent Q on both, on both sides of the mixer section, and that just gives you an extra hand in your mixing. If you don't know about the silent Q, I'm sure there's a ton of videos out there on Facebook or YouTube. Check it out. Like I said, I'm not moving that fast. I'm an old school DJ. I rock dance floors. It's what I do. Sometimes I let the whole song play. I'm that DJ. If the dance floor is really having a good time, why the fuck am I going to change the song? I mean, I just don't, I can power mix too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, when I'm in the mix, I'm in the mix. But if everybody's really cracking to this song and there's a good part in the record, because sometimes I put myself in the dance floor's point of view. If I'm a party goer and I'm out there and the DJ cuts the song, we didn't even get to the cool part of the song. I'm like, and you got to really outdo it and to really be like, oh, okay. Most of the time it's like, damn it. But it is what it is. So I'm not going to keep going on that tangent, but just figured I'd give you guys my point of view. And it's all about the party people as a DJ. If I was a superstar DJ and I was going to headline in Vegas, then it would be all about me. But little old Jason Gully here in Modesto, it's all about the party people. Okay, so moving on. So we got the paddles, just like the S9. That was a revolutionary move from Pioneer that did with the paddles. This is to turn the effects on and off. It's got echo, spin, flanger, reverb, break, duck down. So let's talk a little bit about duck down. Duck down effects is going to get played out because it's so fucking cool. That's one of the reasons why. So we're going to do a couple songs here. Well, not songs. I'm loading these pre-loop tracks or these produced tracks from Serato, so that way I could put this on YouTube without them flagging me for copyright. Okay? So right now I got the duck down set at half note. Like walking down a set of stairs right there. Okay, so you could tighten it up. And it goes all the way up to 2 whole notes, and then it has R. R is random. I think that's a pretty dope effect right there. Yeah, when I saw Mojax do it on his video, I'm like, oh, okay. That's something different, and that's going to be sought after. And highly likely it'll probably pop up somewhere down the line in other mixers and other stuff. But that, to me, really caught my attention. I'm not going to go into the Serato effects, but you can engage the Serato effects on this mixer as well. So just heads up on that. The rest of the mixer section up top is like the S9, the S7, where the gains are outside, and you got your EQ section, your booth level, your master level, your tap tempo, your parameter, so how many notes you want to do your effect. But you should be familiar with all the other effects, so I'm not going to turn those on and go through them. It does have 2 USBs, so you can run 2 laptops at the same time. So if you want your buddy to come in and switch off, this thing has that on it. And I think one of the questions on Facebook was, how many ins and outs does it have? Well, it's got 2 phono preamps that share a switch for line, so you could do either line or phono. And then it has an auxiliary input, so you could just run your phone into it or whatever you want to do, your iPad or whatever. It's got XLR outputs, RCA outputs, and then it has your booth outputs that are 1/4-inch TRS. So, okay, so I think I covered most of that. I think I may have covered it all, really. I mean, I probably didn't mention the slip feature, the sensor. I don't know how many of you guys use that. It's not something I use. I don't use beat jump, so I don't see beat jump on here, but I'm sure it can be mini-bapped. I'm old school. Like I said, if I'm going off beat, then I'm just going to hit the hot cue, go back to the top, drop it on the 1 again, and keep it pushing. That's just what I am as a DJ. That's just what I do. I'm old school that way. So let's see. I'm going to check in on the chat. If you guys have any questions about this device, right now is the time to hit me with it. Yeah, Jay Steez, the DJ, sound quality, it's good. I mean, hopefully it's shining on your end of what I'm pulling through. But on this stream right now, so I got this shit connected to 2 different devices. So right now, the DDJ-REV7 right here in front of me is plugged into the S11, and from the S11 I'm plugged into a Serato, a Pioneer DJ S3. So when I do my streams and stuff, I'm using a Pioneer DJ S3 DJ mixer. I'm running my audio RCA in from the S11 into the auxiliary, and I'm going USB out to a 2012 MacBook Pro that's running OBS. That's sending the signal out to you guys. So that's what I'm using. That S3, phenomenal sound card. I will tell you that right now. For $499 for what it is, absolutely sounds great. The preamps for the phonos, well, killer. You know, I won't say more than that, but I think it's one of the better mixers out there if you're going to talk playing vinyl records. You know. What up, DJ RT Rally? Is that an S11? Nope. It's definitely part of the family, but not an S11. But there's an S11 in the building. What up, Vika? All right, so hopefully I've been pretty thorough with you guys as far as this thing is concerned. I don't think I talked about this either, but it does have 3345 mode on it. So I guess it depends on how your hands want to play, I guess. I don't know. It also has pitch bend. So pitch bend is kind of cool because with this, let's bring up a track. So if I try to, you see it, you'd really have to finesse this thing. That was one of the struggles I had with the Rain 12, was I had to really like baby it to kind of speed it up. But if I drop it in the mix, I could hit the pitch bend forward or backward and lock it into the groove. So if you've been DJing long enough, you probably played on a Denon rack mount system that had pitch bend, because man, that thing was near impossible to grab that little 1.5-inch wheel and be like trying to scroll hella fast. Oh, I don't like mixing on those things. Don't like the CD mix too. I need more, more hands-on. So, but the pitch bend definitely helps out. Yeah, it might do something else too, but right now I don't have my glasses on and I can't read that small ass font. What up, DJ Randy C? Thanks for tuning in with us and checking it out. Yeah, Randy C, they definitely had them over there at Black Angus, the good old fun bar. They wouldn't let me DJ there. I worked there as a cook back in 1995, and I asked them, well, why won't you let me DJ there? And they're all, you're too street. So, but you know what? They was absolutely right. I was too street. I would have went in there and played rap all day and freestyle. And that's not what they were aiming for. They were on a whole nother level with the DJing at that club, man. You wouldn't believe they had to be at a certain beats per minute at a certain time and playing certain songs and be very interactive. So, yeah. But they had too many fights and too many problems and too many lawsuits. And yeah, Fun Bar went away. So, all right. Also, the auxiliary is here on the front too for the volume of it. And it's got the start and stop style, just like the PLX 1000. The CDJs. I know somebody mentioned when it first dropped that it didn't have the strobe. I don't know how many of you DJs out there still use the strobe. That was big on vinyl, and it was kind of giving us a presence of up and down. But really, in the end, what was that strobe really doing to help you mix a record? I don't get it, because everything's going to be speed. It was all pitch control and listening and getting it on beat. The strobe, I mean, I guess you could tell if your turntable is going the right speed. Like if you zeroed it out and that dot stayed still, okay, that's purpose. But for DJing, I don't see the purpose of that part of it. So, and I think when they designed this, they just said, hey, we're not going to put that on there. So, but it still has that classic look, you know, of the Technique 1200 Platter, you know. And I don't know if you guys have played on the PLX 1000 from Pioneer, but it's very similar to a Technics 1200. Yeah, Randy C. I wouldn't hang from the rafters either, though. But my man Shawnee Sean used to do that shit because I remember he'd be DJing there when I'd get off work. Oh, yeah, that wouldn't have been me. No, I would have been in there. Back then, I didn't get on the mic either. So it would have been me playing rap music and freestyle and making it into an urban club, which they did not want. So, okay. So I don't know if there's anything else I really need to go over. I'll give you guys another minute if you have any questions that I'll see if I can answer. If not, I am open today, 12 to 4, here at the shop. This thing is literally in the shop. I don't know if I have the only one in Modesto, but I think I do. So there's really nowhere else to go and play on this. I know Guitar Center don't have them. Another thing about stock I didn't bring up. I don't know exactly what's going on with stock. On Saturday, I received an email from Pioneer with an invoice with a tracking number, and it said I was getting one. When I first saw it, I was just like, oh, man, what the fuck? You know, because I got a line of people that want to buy them. And all of a sudden, I saw another shop post on Facebook, they only got one. Then I saw another shop across the United States post that they only got one. And I'm like, okay, so there's something else to it. So, of course, I hit up the rep and said, hey, should I sell this thing or should I keep it as a demo? And he goes, keep it as a demo. You'll be getting more, most likely in March. So I don't know when they're coming. Hopefully sooner than later. I know there's a lot of people ready to buy them. I know that this thing could sell. I could sell this unit right now. But then I won't have it here for you guys to try out. So the idea is for me to have gear so when you guys come in, you can put your hands on it. Because, like I said, there's nowhere else in Modesto you're going to walk in and play on an S11, play on an S7, play on a Rain 12, and now the REV7 or a DDJ-1000. So I want to have exclusive stuff like that for you guys to come in and play on. I also have the REV1. Somebody asked me to compare the REV1 with the REV7. I can't do that in a paragraph. There's just no way. But I did the YouTube video. Well, I did it live on Twitch just like I'm doing now. This is going to go onto YouTube later today or tomorrow. And I played live just like I'm doing with you now, and did a nice review. So now there'll be a review on this from my point of view. And there's a ton of other reviews out there. Like I said, Mojax is really good at his reviews. But it's nice to come in and just put your hands on it. We can drool over the videos, but until you get your hands on it, it's hard to explain. Like I said, the way these platters feel, they feel real nice. Like it feels like home. Like it feels real nice. If you got big hands, I don't know. The platters may be a little small. Am I going to go out tomorrow and rock a party with this? Probably not, because my old ass loves turntables, and I'm just in that mode where I'm still using an old school laptop, a Rain 62, and, Scratch Live. So, yeah, I'm a dinosaur. That's who I am. It's what I do. But could I go into a club right now and rock on this? Yeah. Well, I just dropped a 30-minute set at the top of this Twitch Live. So can I rock on it? Hell yeah. I just haven't got to the point, do I want to buy one and take it out of the store with me, because I just haven't got there yet. like I said, I got to warm up the shit, you know. But I can rock. And, of course, we're running Serato DJ Pro, the latest version 2.5.9. The laptop that is running it is running High Sierra OS from Mac, you know, from Apple. So I don't know if that's the minimum requirement, but I tell you what, it works good. It's, like I said, I haven't had any issues at all. So, and I'm sure I probably won't. I'm sure they tested the shit out of this thing. So, all right. Well, I don't really see many questions coming in. So I'm getting ready to close out. But I appreciate everybody that took the time out to check this out. I appreciate everybody that rocks with One Stop DJ Shop. And I'm Jason Gully, representing Modesto Califas. And I'm out of here. Y'all have a good day. Peace.